Hey, hey, hey. Stolen identity. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Go tell everybody we are live. Yes, sir. Hello, hello, hello. I am looking for Brother John. Let's see if I can get him here on the stream. Okay. Look who's here. There's my guy. Y'all, that's the real JFK Jr. and we alive. John. Let me close this out just a second. We are live, live, live. Heck yeah. Man, look, that music motivates me. It's called Rise Today by Alter Bridge. And let me tell you, I have been on the phone for the past... Listen, y'all give it up for Brian from Visual Disturbance. Let me tell you, Brian stayed on the phone with me for a good hour, and we're working out the kinks here, and now we're live. And I want you, if you haven't subscribed to Brian's YouTube channel or his Facebook channel, it's called Visual Disturbance. There we go. Got a little light going on here. All right. So Visual Disturbance, Brian from Visual Disturbance got on the phone this afternoon. He's got a program to do in 2 hours, and he coached me and walked me through all the bugs on this deal right here. And hey, did you guys see? Thanks for joining, Hilda, Carol, everybody, Isaac, all you guys are joining, and I appreciate that because this is a landmark event for me because we finally got it done. I'm sorry about last night. Big John, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing good. I actually had heart issues the past couple of days, so I just woke up.
Oh, Lord.
I went to bed a few hours ago. I said I want to be a little refreshed for when I get on with Bill, and I woke up, I went in and sat down next to Robin, and it was like 5 minutes till 6 o'clock your time. I was like, okay, I need some coffee.
Well, maybe you don't need coffee if you're having heart problems, my brother.
Yeah, well, it's half and half, so that's probably part of my problem. I drink too much coffee trying to get going, and then...
Y'all see that shirt, right? There you go, thequietjourney.tv. Yeah, man, you need to take it easy with the coffee and all that stuff. It's bad for your heart. You're putting two things in your body, things that heal you and things that kill you. You know me. That's my. That's my.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, you want to get healthy, go see Bill in the morning.
Bill in the mornings. That's a good idea for the show. No, I'm going to keep it at Rivers.
For 1 second, Bill. I'm just going to move out of
You do your thing and let me chat.
limelight here.
Okay. It's okay. TheQuietJourney.tv, got my shirt on right there. You can get these things at the Real JFK Jr. Website, and he's going to tell you what that is in just a minute. TheQuietJourney.tv. If you have not seen this documentary put together by patriots, you got to go watch this 1 hour long, spend an hour of your life and get the truth. Here it is right here, TheQuietJourney.tv. We got the guy in the house. His name is JFK Jr., and he goes by the Witness Protection Program name. Unfortunately, they gave him many years ago, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. And we're going to wash all this garbage out. Listen. Okay, this guy's the real deal. Yeah.
What do you think if I go live on Facebook too and try to get
I think we're already live on Facebook. My brother.
But that way I can get my, I just hit 36,000 followers, brother.
36,000. That's amazing.
I'm
And
getting about 500 a day, so I'll just go live and we'll send people over to.
listen, please, you guys, if you're on Facebook, I'm almost at 10,000, and I think I passed 9,600 today. It was 95 yesterday. I'm getting about 100 a day. And y'all come on over, subscribe on Facebook. This should be, I don't think it's on Facebook because there wasn't a link for me to press. Brian's here from Visual Disturbance. We just talked about you, Brian. Are you there?
Hey,
Yeah.
Bill, can you turn the audio up on his end?
Turn the what?
Streamlabs. Yeah, turn the volume up on the Streamlabs there.
Okay.
On the dashboard.
On the microphone?
Turn his audio up. Mm-hmm.
Okay, on his audio.
Yeah, the two bars that you turned down earlier, just turn the audio up.
Okay, I'm turning them up now. Now, that's my microphone. Okay?
Yeah, just turn it up a little bit up on the one at the very top.
Okay, and okay, got you. Okay, so there you have this guy right here, y'all. Visual Disturbance. That's Brian Reese giving us a little coaching there. Can everybody hear everything?
That's all I was going to say, my friend. And,
We appreciate you so very, very much.
Listen,
brother.
John's talking to you. Okay, so now I'm going to just speak a little bit closer into the mic. John, you need to speak a little bit closer into your mic. Okay? And there you go.
Turn it up a little bit, Bill, and tell me if
Okay, there you go.
Let you go so you can get to your guests.
All right. John says thank you, Brian, and I do too. God bless you. You're just a godsend today. You listen. Everybody's coming over. If they're not on your channel, they're coming to join it because I'm telling them you need to go see Brian from Visual Disturbance. Oh, by the way, Brian, I don't think we're on Facebook. It didn't give me that option we talked about. So we're not live on Facebook. I don't think. Does anybody see us live on Facebook?
It's not live on Facebook.
Okay.
I can help you with that later.
Okay, very good. We'll do that. All right.
Enjoy your all's broadcast.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure
No.
the volume was taken care of.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you, man. All right. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye, Bill.
All right. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. This guy right here. I'm sorry, John. I'm just got to take a minute to talk about Brian.
just, hey, it's all casual.
Listen, this guy right here didn't have to do what he did. Took time out of his schedule and out of his time with his family. He's got a broadcast coming up here in a couple of hours. I want you guys go see. We've got unlimited time. I'm not worried about the time with us, but when we're done here, go check out Brian from Visual Disturbance and get on his broadcast, get on his channel. He is an awesome dude. And listen, he's a heavy hitter when it comes to technical stuff. Like, see, we're operating on 3 platforms here: Zoom, YouTube, and Streamlabs. And had it been from him, I would have never done it. My technical abilities went out the window in the 90s, in the late 90s. Because I was all about business and stuff like that, and I disregarded what I've already knew. I was, on the computer early and even built a couple of computers myself. But those days are long gone. the industry and technology is just crazy, and he's on it. He's a good dude, and I just want to recommend him. You guys, Visual Disturbance. Brian is just an awesome man. I appreciate you, Brian, so much. So anyway, I don't know what's happening with my telly here, but okay, we're gonna cut that down. So now here we go. Stolen Identity. Did y'all see Stolen Identity, John, when you came up and you heard the music going? Was there an icon that said Stolen Identity?
No, I came on late.
Okay. Anybody else notice that? Carol, I see Carol. Thank you for joining. Isaac's here. Everybody else, did you see this? Hilda, thank you for joining. Did you see the Stolen Night Cuckoo label? Okay, yeah. So they're saying yeah, and that's cool because Brian helped me with that, and we're gonna get some good stuff going. I promise you that. I'm here late. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you don't know, Stolen Identity was co-author. It was a ghostwriter. John, what was their name? I forget. Yeah, that's right. Ashley Ghost wrote this book for John, and amazing story. If you haven't read this book called Stolen Identity, and that's the name of this podcast, and it will always be the name. Every time we have John on here, it's going to be Stolen Identity. And what do you mean Stolen Identity? Well, here's the deal. His identity was stolen and was given to somebody else that you think is John F. Kennedy Jr. and it's not. His name is George Onassis. And he took on the look of a politician and the millionaire son look, while John had to take a back seat and go the other way. He went down a completely different road in life that the guy that stole his identity did. And that's why... he was the most eligible bachelor in the world and all that stuff. And, I hate it for you, John. I really do. But lead us into this Stolen Identity book and how it came about. And then we're going to get to the tough questions later.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
just got a message. Somebody said my volume's down, brother.
Yeah, so...
I don't know if you could turn it up on your end a little bit. Or...
I've got it about as high as I can. Here, let me do something here and see if there's any way. Okay. Let me go over here and look at audio. You guys just keep talking and it'll be fine. We're going to work this out.
Just to let you people on Facebook know, go check me and Bill out on his channel. You're on YouTube and Facebook, right, Bill?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now.
Rivers of Belief
here on YouTube. It should be daily. I know there's been a past couple of days it hasn't been, but Rivers of Belief daily on YouTube Live. Now, we're going to get to the point where it's going to be on both Facebook and YouTube Live, and that's a blessing because of people on Facebook that aren't on YouTube, obviously, and so forth. So
we all need, all of us lions in the truth need to join each other. My followers need to subscribe to Bill's channel like yesterday, and then we can spread out and get out of this bubble that they're keeping us in. So please join Bill's channel, subscribe to Bill's channel, and we can start rocking and rolling with the truth.
That's right.
When you see Bill in the morning, you can get your advice on healing and olive oil and all that good kind of stuff, herbs, and you can learn about Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen. Anyway, Bill, yeah. What people need to understand with this book, this is a huge achievement for me. It is kicking the cabal right between the legs, and I'm going to try to watch my language today on your channel, Bill, because
thank you.
You know me, I like to F it bomb.
I know you do.
And it's an attention getter for me, and it's stress reliever. But I'm going to try to behave. I'll try to behave, okay, brother.
I appreciate you.
This book was a huge, huge achievement. People don't realize I was kidnapped. I was used as a pawn. I was tortured, and some people don't know what torture is. I do, and I cannot write because of that torture. I try to put something down. I get frustrated. I scribble on paper. I can't even read the writing myself. I end up throwing it in the trash. I tried to write books for 20 years. I ended up putting my voice on tape so somebody else could translate that into a book to wake people up to what's really going on, what the son of a assassinated president had to go through. I couldn't do it. The tapes that I made, I believe, were stolen because I was still under MK Ultra at that time. I was probably tortured for making those tapes under MK Ultra. But anyway, Jackie Goldman came to me and said, I'll help you write a book. And I was like, blessings from God. The truth is getting out. She'd help me. She'd help me do something I could not do myself. And with that said, I was locked in a bathroom. In that bathroom, there was some mascara, and I was just a young kid at this time. I tried scribbling, I'm John Kennedy Jr., please help me. I was trying to get a note out. I believe it was to the postman. I was throwing it out the window. Well, they caught me. And they literally came in that bathroom and kicked the crap out of me. And I was laying on the floor, beaten, and I carved my initials in the floorboard. JFK was here. Just because I thought I was going to die. That was another day that I was talking to God saying, please keep me alive. Just keep me alive. And so anyway, this book right here is a huge achievement because they didn't want you to know what's in this book. They beat me and tortured me so you would not know what's in this book. I know how they operate. I was a part of them at one time, the cabal. They were raising me. I was going to secret meetings and every other thing, being brought there. Wayne would take me around and say, this kid's my insurance policy. I can get him away with murder while he's around me. So there was being murders done. I was being picked up in the middle of the night under MK Ultra from the Quigleys. The Quigleys were my handlers, and they would go out and commit murders. Like I said in my book, I counted 80. When I was waking up, I didn't have enough fingers and toes. I counted 80 murders these people in our government did, and I couldn't count no more. I got frustrated because I was counting the same murders over and over again. I said, whoa, fuck, that's really too many. I don't even want to think about it no more. I started going crazy. I went to the FBI. The FBI was like, we don't want to talk to you. Go to the nut house. And it was dirty cops. I was exposing dirty cops, dirty FBI agents. FBI agents murdered my loved ones, people. Straight up. It's huge. So if you're lucky enough to hear us, check out the review. You can hear this for free on YouTube. If you don't have the money, I think it's $10 to get the video version of it, but it's huge. I try to get books whenever I can. I give them away. The next book I've been giving away because I don't have any more Stolen Identity. I gave away my only copy of Stolen Identity the other day. I signed it, and the lady said, it smells like smoke, but that's okay, John. I said, well, hey, you got an original if it smells like smoke.
That's
But
right.
anyway,
Hey, I'm wearing the T-shirt. When I got it, it smelled like smoke. I had to put it in the washer.
you know why, Bill? Because I gave you that right out of my drawer.
I know.
I
Thank you, John.
didn't have any. I knew you were a big man, and I didn't have any. And it was like, we got to give Bill a shirt. So I apologize if it smelled like smoke. I probably should have at least washed it. But I was in a hurry for you to get your package, and then you got it 10 days late.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to tell you about that real quick. I went to SpiracyCon. I was invited by John Pounders and Brian from Visual Disturbance that just helped me for a good hour, at least, if not more. And got up there, and guess what, John? Your table was right there at the entrance. Walking through the door, they would have seen the big banner. By the way, that banner, you guys, is right here. I don't want to take it out, but I will. Just to show you real quick about, I wanted so bad to have this at SpiracyCon and all the stuff that goes with it, the quietjourney.tv bumper stickers. If you want one, send me a message. But there you go, the Quiet Journey poster right there. And I'm not going to unroll it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And it would have been a magnificent thing because they sold out of everything there. It was such a great showing. John, I mean, listen, people kept asking to buy the books I had that you had signed, and they offered me, big bucks. And I said, "Oh no, I'm keeping them." Listen, your story is real. I believe it's
Hey,
real.
Bill, next time sell them and put some gas money in your car,
Right.
and I'll send you some more when I get them.
Okay, bud.
I sold a few stolen identity books, so at the first of the month, I'm going to try to buy some more with the money that I received from getting that book. I'm serious. I've been manifesting about a church here in Bullhead City, healing center, a little office where we can get a couple secretaries and start getting the truth out. So I pray all the time that happens. We'll just have to see. I'll leave it in God's hands. Second book, Historian's Tale, by Mary Maxwell. Mary Maxwell's an awesome, bossy lady, but she's awesome. I love her. She's always calling me up saying, "John, you need to do this. John, you need to do that." And I know, but I'm tired. I need a nap, and I need to go wash my motorcycle. And my truck's got bird poop all over it. There's a lot of things I need to do. And then these people say, you need to go to this event, and you need to go to.
I wish you could have come. Everybody wanted to meet you. Yeah. Listen, the good thing about this book, John, is I like this right here, the calendar, the series of events, the itinerary, if you will, of his life, the timeline. All right, and it puts significant dates and times. You can see the dates and times in this book that things happened that he talks about in this book, right? And that he's going to talk about in this interview. And other interviews that he's done. I saw your interview with Sue the other day. Go ahead.
That's awesome. Me and Sue have many interviews. If you guys want to learn some truth, Awaken Stories with Sue Greenwald and John Kennedy, we probably made, I know we made dozens and dozens of them. But with that said, Sue put all those interviews together. And this is the third book. It's going to be on. This is going to be on the website. Amazon won't sell this because it's got too much truth in it.
Okay.
So we're going to.
I need one.
Sue said, "Hey, I will sell them and I will package them and I will mail them out myself."
I wish that I would have had copies of them at SpiracyCon. You would have sold out all of them. All of them.
We'll do that in the future. I don't even have a copy. This is the one that I got a proofread. Robin's, I don't know, about halfway done with it so far. But these are going to be on the website, the real John F. Kennedy JR.com.
Cool.
I don't know when. Probably here in a couple of days she'll have her. I think she ordered 100 copies, and they'll start going out as soon as people start buying them. So that's money to help the cause. And like I said, all the profits of this book, I'm going to make a special account for. So if we do make a profit, they're going to go in for the healing center. Any profit I make on this book is going into an account so we can rent a church or buy a church or whatever we have to do. But I'm donating my profits for that to get the word out some more.
Good deal. And by the way, somebody told me, well, the people that he's interviewed are leaving him. They're vacating him, and that's not true. I saw Sue Greenwald the other day interviewing you, and the other lady, Dr. Kia.
Dr. Kia Pruitt, love that gal.
Kia Pruitt,
she's a wonderful host. She's beautiful. She's full of energy. We haven't done an interview, and I don't blame her because me and her did an interview, and they took down all her channels.
What?
They're like, you can't be sharing John's story, so she had to make new accounts. She said, I would love to interview you again, but she said I lost this account, that account, but she's beautiful. So all of you need to subscribe to each other. My followers need to go subscribe to Bill and Sue Greenwald's account.
Yes, thank you.
Dr. Kia's account.
What about King Smarty?
We need to have millions of followers. They don't want. My story is the biggest story of the century. It's bigger than the Epstein files because my story releases the Epstein files. The JFK files that you all thought Donald Trump released to you, no, it's all bullshit. Why do I know it's bullshit? Because they don't tell you my mother was murdered. They don't tell you my sister was murdered. They don't tell you my aunts and uncles were murdered. They don't tell you all the Kennedy money was stolen by Donald Trump.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Now
Yeah,
that's
no, he was a big part of selling my loved one's assets. With see, my identity was stolen. Our Secret Service, the one that's tell Donald Trump what to do,
right.
they killed my loved ones and they stole it, and they sold it right at Trump Tower. They put it right in your face. They made a book this thick, like a phone book, of all the stuff they stole from my family and my loved ones and me, and
My,
sold it.
let's
There was a
let's put
picture
a
of me, a picture this big, me pulling on. Well, it was probably that big, but I was pulling on my mother's pearls. That one picture sold for, I believe it was
wow.
$150,000
Wow.
for a picture of me and my mom. I wanted that picture so bad. I really did. I wanted to hang that in my house for the rest of my life. And somebody that had $150,000 while I'm kicking rocks down the road poor purchased it.
Now, because of the situation, and I'm sure all you guys know, I'm just going to briefly rehash. When his dad was assassinated, John stayed with his mom a little while, but he was shuttled off to witness protection to the Quigleys. But you went to the Hells Angels first, right?
No, it was all in between. See, the Quigleys were my handlers.
Okay.
That was my home base.
Okay.
They would come and get me and take me to places like the Hells Angels, take me to places like Vietnam, take me places like to Onassis Island. They were in the middle of a switch, switching me between me and the John that you all knew, the fake Onassis. They were working this out. They knew we couldn't be at two places at the same time, so the pictures of me and him are very rare. That was while they were doing the switch.
I
Now,
see.
maybe there's some good agents, maybe there's some bad agents. I don't know the whole story, but there was many attempts on my life, and yeah, it was crazy. But I was at
So,
the Quigleys, and like I said, they were my handlers. So if they wanted to do a murder, they would just come get me at the Quigleys. If they wanted me to meet Ronald Reagan, they would come get me at the Quigleys and take me to Ronald Reagan's funeral. They would, before that, they would take me in the White House, and I would eat jelly beans off of Ronald Reagan's desk. They all thought or knew I was the family. I mowed Jimmy Carter's grass. They do things so the memories stick in your head. Like,
right.
there's a mower, kid. Go mow that grass. And by the way, that's your relative, Jimmy Carter. They do things like that. It's so precise. It's so manipulated. Maybe we can talk about how manipulated it is here in a little while with like Charlie and all this other stuff, Bill.
So let's
Um,
let's let's iron something out real quick, because the rumors are that the Quigleys keep saying that you're mentally challenged and that sort of thing. Are the Quigleys controlled by somebody? I already know the answer.
of
Um,
course they are.
of course they are, right? And so they're
I
going to
mean,
say anything to protect their source or their
they are the
controllers.
cabal. The Quigleys are the cabal. They swore their soul to the devil in secrecy.
Okay,
Everything they do is a secret. If that secret goes out, they're going to end up like Charlie. Straight
right.
up. I was there as a child with Max Quigley standing there scared half to death while they were throwing bodies in so the pigs could devour the corpses.
Whoa! Hold
The,
on just a second. How old were you then? Do you? I mean, just a
I
roundabout.
was probably
Uh,
in the
you
fifth
you
grade.
saw
Fifth
them.
grade.
You saw them shuttling bodies into the hogs.
Yeah, and the people that are throwing the bodies in while the Quigleys are standing there, they're powerful people in our government.
Wow.
They're our Secret Service agents. They're the ones getting rid of the bodies,
What
devouring the
bodies?
bodies. So people like, you can't go to the FBI for help because you know the FBI is the one throwing the bodies into the pigs. And
So,
then the people. I witnessed a woman that sold them out. Said, "Hey, I witnessed a murder in their little cult extreme meeting. So she went to the FBI. They had her back at the meeting and they killed her right in front of a bunch of children and said, "This is what happens when you go tattletale."
Wow.
That's the way it works. People need
Wow.
to realize our government is a hardcore crime ring, the biggest, brutalist crime ring in the world. They don't, back then there was an incident. I don't think it's in my book. I don't think I shared it. But there was a guy on a bulldozer and he's driving around, and Wayne and me show up and he said, "Wayne, you really didn't have to kill the whole family, did you?" And then that
Wow.
guy ended up dead. That's how hardcore it is. When you see somebody with sympathy, why'd you go into that house and kill them all and steal their property and their real estate and their home? And it's like, well, we're not going to have any weakness here. I think my brother Richard found that man's body on the side of the road after that.
Mm.
Um, it's families united in this devil cult. And if you speak out, if you come against the family, like, why did you kill all those people? I feel sorry for those people. You're not supposed to show any remorse. You just go with the program, or you end up dead too. They
Right.
know this. That's why they don't say anything. They don't want to be dead. They don't want their family members to be dead. And that goes with it's such a big crime ring. My Hollywood name was Richard Steele. That's another name I had besides David Quigley and John Kennedy was Richard Steele. That, they give you names in Hollywood. That doesn't mean there wasn't a Richard Steele. That just means I was playing the parts given to him. People say, "How could you be Richard Steele? I've seen Richard Steele on the internet. Looks nothing like you." There's two Richard Steeles. People try to
Right.
come against me all the time, Bill, and they do. But they don't have any proof. It's just, how could you do this? And how could you? Somebody said yesterday or the day before, I had my shirt open like this. They said, "My husband had heart surgery and he's got a great big scar running all down his chest. How come you don't have one? You said you had heart surgery." Well, I did. But they went in through by my balls into my leg, into my vein, and they put a pipe inside my heart. They
It's a
didn't
femoral
cut.
artery. Yeah, they went in. They did the same thing with me through the femoral artery, and put a stent inside one of my arteries that fed oxygen into my heart and the body. So I had 100% blockage. That was 3 years ago, and I'm thank God for the emergency team because they got it in there. I was
We were
having
praying for you,
severe.
brother.
Yeah, I was having severe chest pains. Oh no, I'm not talking about recently. This has been 3 years ago. That was a real heart attack. 3 years ago. The one that I experienced recently, I thought I was having a heart attack, wasn't it? They said, "You have a strong heart. You're not having a heart attack." But I was going, "Really? I thought I was." But they wheeled me out in the hallway and just left me there. Whereas before, they jerked out those, wires off my chest immediately when they put them on and started getting the readings. They jerked them off and shuttled me out. And they did that thing just like they did with you. It's a procedure. It's not really open heart surgery. It's called stent, and they put it in through your femoral artery through your groin. I had the same thing, and I was black and blue and smelled up and crazy. Right? So, is that what happened
Actually,
with
my
you?
heart was blowing blood out the side of it. My heart blew out.
Wow.
And I went to the hospital and they looked at me like, "Why are you even here?" And it's like, "Because I feel like I'm dying." My son had mental issues, so he kept going to the hospital over and over and over again, saying, "I'm having a heart attack." They're trying to. But anyway, so when I went there, I don't go to the hospital. I hate hospitals. They basically did what you said. They put me in the hallway in a chair. They took all my signs, vital signs, everything. The nurse said, "We're going to
Thank
release
you,
you,
Kelly.
but you got a bad heart." And
Wow.
so they gave me some medicine. I took the medicine for a week. A week after that, I went back to the hospital. I said, "I'm dying. I'm worse off now than I was. I'm going to die."
So they didn't
And
split your chest open with a knife. They went through the femoral artery, and Kelly just said it's called a catheterization. And that's the procedure they did on me. I don't know, you're in a little bit different situation. I had a blockage. You had some sort of heart valve issue, but it didn't require them to slice you open with a knife. In other words,
right, they told me I needed a heart transplant. They told
whoa,
me at the hospital I probably wouldn't live off the table. My heart was at 10%.
mm,
And they actually apologized the second time I went there and said, "Yeah, we missed it. You have total heart failure." And I was like, "I don't think you missed it. I just don't think you wanted to deal with me, so you kicked me to the curb the first time."
Wow.
But I got a really good heart doctor now. Um, my heart is actually building up. If you can see the bruises on my arm, I bruise really easy. I was at the thrift store the other day, and I just grabbed a lot. I wanted Robin to have some garden lights. They were on special at the thrift store, and I just simply grabbed the box, carried it to the cashier, and that's what happened from me just carrying a box.
Mm. You got to be careful,
So
John.
yeah, the medicine. It's like sometimes it's like yesterday when I wasn't feeling good, I got some tires, a spare tire. I tried putting it in the back of the truck. I couldn't even lift it. I
Wow.
used to have guns. I used to be able to fight. I used to be able to lift things and unload trucks. Now I can't even put a spare tire in the back of my truck. Prayers for me because that's really hits home when you can't even put a tire in the back of your truck. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm still fighting and all that good stuff.
Listen, and you guys that are new to the channel and have just joined to see the real JFK Jr., and you're saying, that's not JFK Jr. He doesn't have the black slick back hair and the debonair looks of a millionaire. And there's a reason for that. He's not George Onassis. And that's the guy's name. And that's what the Navy SEAL diver said on the video, if y'all recall. And one of these days, I'll have the ability to put the video up and watch it right here on the screen so we can evaluate things. But that was George Onassis. He's the product of Aristotle Onassis, by the way, which you saw him die right before your eyes, John. Is that not correct? And then the famous opera singer, Marie Callas. And the thing about it is, after the death of his dad, then his mom gets involved with Aristotle, and you have a stepbrother, and what's his name? George. Is that right? Yeah. So your body double was also your half brother,
Right.
right? Or
I
stepbrother,
believe
stepbrother.
the Secret Service are so powerful. They're the ones. They already had the plans to steal Aristotle's billions of dollars. They were going after the billionaires. They went after my family. So these people, I don't know if my mother was under MK Ultra. Probably so, being she was the first lady, because they love the cabal and the secret background government love controlling people like they controlled me my whole life. But there was times my mother didn't even know who I was, let alone who she was. They kept her
Mm,
drugged. They kept me drugged.
yeah.
They gave me hormone pills. They gave me, yeah. They love control, and their whole thing is control. We got Jackie Kennedy in our pocket. We've already murdered the loved ones. We're murdering her loved ones. Let's control her. Let's get her to marry this billionaire. Means we got her in the spotlight, and then that'll help us steal his billions also, because you know that's marriage is godly, but the devil uses marriage just like that, because you can get married and kill the billionaire you married, and all that money goes to you now. um,
No, and you watched him bleed out, didn't you,
what's
Aristotle?
that?
You watched him bleed out.
No, actually, I was in the middle of the desert, and a bunch of kids basically said they were making a movie, but I believe it was a Hollywood, the kids, young kids in Hollywood that axed him up, beat him to death. They probably all took turns, so the cabal could make them, movie stars.
Oh,
That's
was that
how it
what?
works. They get a murder on these Hollywood people. They film them murdering somebody. So yeah, Ellen DeGeneres maybe sitting in there with an axe hitting Aristotle in the head, and next thing
Wow.
you know, she's got her own talk show, and
I mean,
yeah, that's
it's not funny really, but I mean, this is a situation that happened many years ago. I mean, yeah, that's terrible. You saw that. You saw him in a puddle. You saw your sister, Caroline. That's
no.
not
They had
Caroline.
they had me they had me run over the scenario with my sister to kill my sister.
Yeah, that's at the beginning of the book here.
Our government handed me a broken golf club. The end of that golf club. I see it right now in my mind, and I went crazy. But
Hmm.
yeah, they told me I had to go stab my dead sister with a golf club they put in my hand, or they were going to kill my mother Jackie that was in the car.
Hmm.
So I walked over to my sister. I was in emotionally a wreck, looking at my sister,
Listen, y'all,
crying.
listen.
I could not do it. I could not do it. So I figured I had to kill that man that put that golf club in my head. So when I jumped in the car, he had a gun on my mother. I jumped over my mother. I jumped over the gun and I scratched that man right in the face. I was trying to rip his head off. It was that emotional for me.
Hmm.
So if you go back to 1975 and see any Secret Service agents in any photos with claw marks on his face, that was because of John Kennedy Jr. was freaking out.
Right. So what happened there? I mean, did he obviously didn't kill your mom then?
No, they killed my mom after that, shortly after that, though.
Okay, so you're about 15 years old when that happened,
Right.
right? And so what happened in that car then after you jumped over the seat? Did he get out? I mean, did he beat you or what did he do?
Um, I don't remember.
You blacked out? Okay.
I don't remember. All I remember is going crazy, but
How old was your
maybe the beating that I took was so severe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't remember.
Okay, was there more than one handler there or just at
Oh
that
yeah,
time?
they were all involved in the cover up. There was other agents there, doing this, doing that.
Okay. And this
It's a they're very organized. They're big. Um, yeah.
so let's
I
see.
mean, it made to make it look like they're the good guys or they're the bad guys. I was thinking about a story before we came on, Bill, and I was under MK Ultra, but I was in Boston, and there was a crime boss there, and he had a crew of murderers, and I think there was 6 or 7 of them standing around the mob boss. The mob boss gave the orders for me to be killed. Kill this guy. Well, guess what? They all worked for Wayne. And I was thinking about Charlie's incident because I was in a room um, full of gangsters, mobsters, hitmen, whatever you want to call it. And the guy wanted me dead. The boss of them wanted me dead. So as soon as he said, kill this kid, they all put their weapons on him. They were all ready to kill him over me. It's like they were put in place just to pretend that they were his workers when they knew who the big cheese was.
Hmm.
And that was Wayne.
So the question I just saw, are you mean to tell me that Jackie was not a man? No, she was not. She was replaced after they killed her, and perhaps then, but the replacement might have been what you're saying, right, John? Because there's significant.
I remember my mother telling Wayne, because Wayne was like both our handlers, that she didn't like Aristotle having sex with her.
Wow.
And Wayne's response was, "Grow your bush. That'll help
Oh, Lord
discourage
have
him."
mercy. Lord have
Because
mercy.
Aristotle Onassis, he could get women. He was a billionaire. He was lovers with Maria Callas at the time.
Right.
I remember my mom Jackie wasn't around, and I was on the yacht, and Maria was there with Aristotle, and they sent me to my room. Where my mother was at that. We all have handlers. But anyways, crazy at the spot. And I forgot what we were talking about, Bill.
We're talking about Jackie and the replacement as a man.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee you, my mother didn't have nothing swinging down there.
We're talking about the
if you really
replacement.
want to see, there's actually nude pictures of my mother on Aristotle Onassis' island, skirt post, or whatever you call it. I'm bad with names. I can't remember names, because I wasn't supposed to be me. I wasn't supposed to be there. But there's pictures. There's basically a lagoon, like Gilligan's Island type lagoon there on the island Aristotle owned, and there was a dressing room on there and a little like outhouse thing. But anyway, I would go swimming there all the time. I met Russians there. I met my sister's boyfriend there, my stepsister, Christina. her boyfriend. We went swimming together. But what I would do is I would dive down into that lagoon and I would look for pottery from the time of the Egyptians and the Greeks, and I would bring little fragments back that I found swimming, and I would bring them there to my mother. My mother was a nudist, so I guarantee you my mother didn't have no pecker people. Now,
We're talking about the replacement. I mean, she was murdered
Yeah,
when you were in 1975 when you were 15, and the replacement. I mean, there are so close in appearance, except you get right down to the intimate features of the face and the body, and you'll see that some of those features are not womanly. And then we're talking about the replacement. No disrespect for you and your mom. I don't believe she was a man. I believe the replacement could have been, and that's just my thoughts. But that was a question.
If she was a man, I wouldn't be here.
I'm talking about the replacement, John, not your mom, right?
That's what I mentioned to somebody the other day. They said, yeah, I ended up deleting them off my channel because I'm not going to take no shit on my channel saying my mom was a dude
I
and I'm
understand.
still here and I'm her son.
That's kind of obvious, and we understand that. I was talking about when they replaced her. After you saw her body in 75, did they made you go look at your mom's body, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And so after that, all of a sudden, here's Jackie again. She's back, but it's a replacement. And they do that all the time. They do it today. They do it in politics. They do it in corporations. They do it. Everybody that's a VIP and a bigwig has a clone or a replacement or a body double. Everybody. Now, I just saw something about DJT having 12 clones. That post the other day, 12 different clones for DJT. I don't know. I knew there were 6, but I didn't know there were 12. And, so that's highly possible that they're replacing people with the opposite sex. In fact, when they sell their soul in Hollywood and in the music scene, that's one of the rituals that you say change your sex, right?
They tried to get me to be gay. They told me I'm not going to be anybody if I don't turn gay and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's huge. They want you to be transgender. They want you to be gay, lesbian, or whatever. They push the narrative. You people on Facebook, me and Bill Mezzer are live on Rivers of Belief on YouTube. So if you want to kick on over there, you'll actually see me and Bill talking and not just my ugly mug in the camera. And I keep saying that. I keep getting comments. Don't say you're ugly, John. So my bad. But yeah, if you want to see us both in real. And it's also on Rivers of Belief on your channel, Bill, and on Facebook?
No, it's not yet. It should have been, but the technical issue still exists.
But we're on YouTube.
We're right now on YouTube on the channel called Stolen Identity. It's under the Rivers of Belief. YouTube, go punch in Bill Messer, Rivers of Belief, and you'll find the channel called Stolen Identity, and that's going to be our home forever with all the interviews that we're going to do in the future. Should the Lord allow, right? So we're going to do something. We're definitely going to get on it.
And subscribe,
man. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Go get people to join in. I'm looking to make this a full-time venture on YouTube and Facebook and social media and Rumble and everything else. If you didn't see my appearance on the Dan Bionic Bidande show Friday night on Spiritual Warfare Friday, go watch that on Rumble. They took it off YouTube because there was a little bit of content that maybe YouTube wouldn't have put up with. And hey, I'm all about truth. No, I really don't care. But I do care that they're monitoring this right here. And if it's nothing but truth, I don't care. And so I want the truth to be known, and that's why I support John, because I believe his story. And listen, let's go back to a question that was brought up to me. And you already answered several of the ones, the people that have these issues with your story. Another one was about your son. Okay, so I want to let you talk about your son and what that question is. Somehow they feel you're responsible for his death or something. And I want you to clarify that and just bring it out. Let's clear the air here.
These people are evil that bring up my son. They're just downright despicable, evil people that are trying. And first of all, Bill, I know how these people work. There was a guy that tried to kill me one day. So when people come against me, I got to have an open mind. I really, really do, because there was a guy that tried to kill me. He messed with my brakes on my big rig. I knew it was him, so I walked up to him off the property where I work. We both worked at the same company. I put a gun to his head. I said, "Son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you. I know it was you. I'm gonna waste you right now." And he said, "Please don't. They got my children. They told
Oh,
me I had to do this or they would kill my children."
right,
I said,
right.
"Well, if you ever want my help, I'll help you." And he was like, "No, just don't kill me. But to let you know, they got my children."
Wow.
So I didn't kill the guy that day.
Yeah, I
But
want
it
to
makes
step
me
in
think
here.
what these people will go out of their way to do to get people to try to kill me, to get people to make badmouth me. So I always got to think of that in the background when I get haters. But I get a lot of haters. My son, I'll start from the beginning, Bill. My wife, as soon as my son was born, he was only like 2 weeks old. She went to Vermont. She went to Boston. She went back east, and she took the child with her. When she came back a week later, she brought back a different child. My child, David Quigley, was not my child. But see, let's go back even before that, because I'm leaving the part out. We went to a church service. We had an ice cream social. The man named Charlie Brown, get that for all craziness, said, "Bow your heads, let's pray." They chloroformed me. They put me on the table. This is a satanic cult that hides in the Church of God. They are Satanists, but they hide behind Jesus Christ. They do. So they chloroformed me. They put me on the kitchen table. They didn't want my Kennedy blood going any further. They wanted to replace my Kennedy blood. So they made it where I could not have children. Um,
Hmm.
I literally died that night from their botched operation they did. They drugged me upstairs. They put an IV in me and they kept me drugged for like 2 weeks until the scars on my nuts healed.
They
They
gave you
still
a
got it.
vasectomy.
Yeah, they
Unwilling
still
vasectomy. Oh my gosh.
yeah, because they didn't want my bloodline going on any further. If I ever
Wow.
did get my story out and get billions of dollars, my son David would not be my blood. Just like the switch of George Onassis to John Kennedy, he lived a life of riches. They wanted my son to live the life of riches. But anyway, I knew this. I was still being brought under MK Ultra. I was taught family is everything. I got a good heart. I treated. I mean, my son was with the cabal, for God's sakes, and there was nothing I could do. They, after he was born, the switch was made. I called him out on the switch. I went to the FBI. I said, "Look, they just brought back a different kid from the East Coast. What the frick is going on?" And with that said, all the doctors said I was going to have a girl. They did the ultrasound on my wife at the time, Lisa, and the doctor said, "You're having a baby girl." But when the baby was born, it became a boy.
Mm.
Um, so they switch, and I know they switch out children when they're born. That's the cabal, because the crime families don't know where your children went. That's the leverage they get. They get so much leverage over you. You give up your child at
Mm.
birth. That's the cabal. But back to the story of my son. I love my son. I They basically took my son. I got a divorce. They wanted full custody of him. Well,
Who?
he wasn't really my bloodline anyway, but they wanted full custody of him. But yet they hit me up for child support. I paid my child support. You know, California is one of the harshest states. They're like, if you don't pay up this time, we're going to take your driver's license from you. But anyway, I paid up my child support. And Robin, give me that picture of my son, please. So anyway, I was paying my child support every month. I was worried about the kid. I knew he was living with the cabal. I knew they were probably having him commit murders.
Mm.
That's how they work.
So he was not your son physically.
No,
All right.
just on his birth certificate.
Okay. So you signed your name.
You know, once I was on his birth certificate, if I died, all the inheritance would go to him.
Right. I
If
see.
I ever did get the Kennedy inherit, because we were young back then. But yeah. So anyway, I went. You know, they had full custody. I went over there on Christmas to the Quigley's house, and I wanted to see him. And they're like, "You're not welcome here. Go away, or we're gonna
Mm.
call the police on you." I was like, "I just wanted to come see my son." They're like, "No, get the fuck out of here." That was one Christmas I couldn't spend with my son, so I knew they were fucking with him. Um, 11 years ago, he was going in and out. The Quigleys were putting him in and out of jail, mental hospitals. He was worked up. He thought he was the devil. He thought he was Jesus. His mind was shot. They totally blew his mind. They did. He didn't know anything anymore. But he was, you know, the Quigleys would call the sheriff. The sheriff would come. The sheriff would put him in jail, evaluate him, send him to a mental hospital. Mental hospital would let him out back to the Quigleys again. This was going on over and over and over again. I went over there 11 years ago, and he was sitting in front of the computer just staring at it. Just staring at it. His mind was shot. I said, "You want to get out of here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can't handle it here." He probably said, "They're going to kill me here," or whatever. So we jumped in my motorhome and we came to Bullhead City. He was actually on disability. So he picked this house out. We bought this house for $12,000 that we live in now, which is dirt cheap for a place to live. It was a dump. It should have been tore down, but he wanted a place of his own. So me and him shared this house. I was working on this book, and he was getting better. We took him to Mojave Mental Health right here in Bullhead City. I would drive him there twice a week sometimes so he could get his help, see the doctors. He did some crazy things. He went back there. They wanted to evaluate him because his mind was gone.
Mm.
So anyway, they were checking up on him. The day he died, they came, picked him up. This is the mental health hospital. Came and picked him up, took him to Circle K, bought him a pack of cigarettes. He came home. Yeah, he wanted a pack of cigarettes. He actually chain smoked when he had tobacco.
How old was
But
he?
36 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, they were supposed to be looking after my son also. Um, they came and got him the day he died, took him to Circle K, bought a pack of cigarettes. I know he chain smoked. So I don't know what happened to my cigarettes, Robin.
Here we go. And y'all are going to
Okay.
see that, look, he's smoking. He's got tattoos. He doesn't look like George Onassis. So get over that. That's not JFK Jr. Yeah, you're looking at an imposter. He grew up differently. He grew up in the streets. He grew up with the Hells Angels. What do you think? They didn't smoke? Of course they did. He did what those people around him were doing. No, I mean, I have to look at this and really take my mind away from the poster image that we were fed most of our life. We've been lied to about everything, including the identity of this guy, John F. Kennedy Jr. So anyway, so you're talking about your son. The day he died, he got a pack of cigarettes. What happened?
You're froze up, Bill. You
Am I
got
frozen? All right.
you got audio, Bill, but you're froze up.
That's okay. Keep talking. You're
I'll
good.
just keep talking. Maybe they'll unfreeze you.
Right, that's okay.
So
As long as
anyway,
you can hear me.
the mental hospital came, and I think the mental hospital. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. But the mental hospital came, got my son, took him to Circle K, bought him a pack of cigarettes, or he had $5 or $6 to buy a cheap pack of cigarettes. My son chain smoked, so I know within 2 hours that pack of cigarettes would have been gone. He would have sat there and chain smoked those cigarettes till they were gone. Well, there was a half when I found my son's body on the couch. There was a half a pack of cigarettes left. So I know after he went to the mental hospital and the mental hospital brought him back, he died within an hour after that. These
What
people
was
that
the
say I killed my own son, the last people that saw him was the mental hospital.
what was the cause of death? Why did he? What caused him to die?
Heat stroke.
Heat stroke. Okay.
It was considered heat stroke. Um, he had an air conditioner in here, a portable air conditioner. He had a swamp cooler. He said that he fixed the swamp cooler because, like the day before, he said, "Dad, my swamp cooler's broke. I got here, or whatever it was." I said, "Let me fix the swamp cooler." He said, "No, Dad, I'll fix it." Um, or he said he got it fixed, but he didn't want me fixing it for some reason. He had 3 or 4 fans in here, those box square fans, but none of them were plugged in. The air conditioner was not plugged in, and the swamp cooler wasn't working. So when I found my son's body, none of that was working. But the neighbor across the street, and this is how NK Ultra can work. They can program you to do whatever. They could have programmed my son to go outside in 120-degree weather and do exercises. I don't know, but the neighbor said that day was a Monday that he was out in the heat exercising, lifting weights or doing whatever, but the neighbor said he was out in that heat exercising. The neighbor even said, "Are you okay?" to my son. My son said, "Sure, I'm just out here exercising." But the neighbor thought it was kind of strange because my son did have a mental illness, why he was out in the sun in 120-degree weather exercising. So anyway, my son came back in the house after that and died. So that
Wow.
was what happened during that day. What could I have done different? I don't know. I was giving my son his own space. My son had a girlfriend that moved in here. It was only for a week or two, but he wanted to be a man. My son wanted to be a man. He wanted a woman of his own. It only lasted a week, but while that week was going on, I was up with Robin, spending time with Robin. So he was here with his girlfriend, but then he kicked his girlfriend out, and then like a day or two later, he died of heat stroke. Um, but people blame me for that. And it's crazy the hate that I get for that, for all I tried to do to help my son. People
All right.
say I'm using my son to sell my book. I'm using my son right here to sell my book.
That's
My
him.
son
Put
took
it
this
up. Let me see.
picture. He sent me this picture.
Yeah. Beautiful
He sent
picture.
me this picture, and he said, "I hope you get a #1 book, Dad, because I'm tired of being poor." He wanted this book to go #1.
Right.
He knew it. He knew what was in this book. He knew I said he wasn't my biological son. But I told him each and every day, well, probably not each and every day, but, I told him I loved him like my own, that I would die for him and I would kill for him. He knew
Amen.
that, but he had mental issues from living with the fucking Quigleys. So you haters can just go fuck yourself.
All right, John.
Sorry about that, Bill.
That's okay,
But we're talking about lives here.
I know, and you're
And,
passionate
we're
about it, and
talking
I
about
understand.
haters here.
And it's
And
okay. Listen,
if these haters were here, I would probably beat them half to death.
I
I really would.
I got you.
I would say, "Sorry, Jesus."
I got you. I understand your passion. You see, do you see? You can't make this stuff up. Now, let's go on to the next subject because I think this is the last one that I have. As far as people bringing to my attention why John F. Kennedy, David, aka David Quigley, is not the guy he says he is, and this is all ridiculous. Everything he's answered has been straight up, and he's passionate about his son, who's not even really his son. I believe him, but
He's a
for the most,
He's a victim.
listen. For the most, and I can't wait, because we're going to do this again, John, but I can't wait till I have the knowledge to put pictures up on the screen and show you what I'm talking about. Not only side by side, young men, his dad, and JFK Jr. about how they look exactly alike. Not only that, but the ears. And so,
sorry, man.
yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
These haters also pull up. They put my personal information on their Facebook with my personal phone number. These are people that said they support me. So now I'm getting crank calls. I'm getting so much calls. I'll probably have to change my freaking number because I like my peace and quiet. I don't like to be hindered from all these.
And I'm sure that's by design, John. Now listen,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else. Here's what's the kicker to this, and this is probably more truth in it than you know. Because his story is getting out, because John just passed 36,000 followers on Facebook, because people are doing interviews with him and getting this story out, the cabal, the people who are in charge, are shaking in their boots. All right, so they're influencing these things that unfortunately people grab a hold of and they'll get it and run. Well, did you know? Did you know? Yeah.
I got wound up, Bill. I need to stand up and walk around for a second.
You do. Let me talk for a minute and
tell them about Jesus Christ, brother.
Everybody that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, every day I do a 3-pronged morning show called The Rivers of Belief. You'll see it in the background. That's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ reaching down into the waves to bring you out of your mess. And y'all need to pray for John. And pray for him. He needs prayer. But it's a 3-pronged morning show, normally by 10 a.m., if not earlier. And we talk about the feed trough. And the feed trough is my Facebook feed on steroids, because I go over, wish I had the ability, the knowledge to understand how to put these videos up on the screen, and I will very soon. Remember, Isaac and everybody else who's been following me for a while, I've told you it's coming, and we're here. We're here on YouTube. I'd say it's coming, and it's coming. I'm going to have the knowledge and the ability to put these things on the screen. And so I will be able to show you side-by-side pictures of John and his dad and so forth. Anyway, the feed trough, we talk about the events that are happening in the world and things that I've posted on my feed that I feel people need to be aware of. And a lot of it's health related, some of it's healing related, some of it is related to the day's events, and you're gonna enjoy it because we get to hear these videos and really talk about them. And it's an interesting show, and I've got some plans in the future. Might even have a sidekick here in a minute. So that's coming. Actually had a call today from a lady who wants to incorporate the Rivers of Belief and all my subject matter onto her TV network. And I said, sure, I'd love to do that. I think Dan Bedondi has it, John Pounders and David Carrico have it, and Brian Reese from Visual Disturbance. All are on this lady's TV network, which is wonderful. I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out and make sure. Anyway, it's a 3-pronged show. We talk about the feed trough, the day's events. We talk about health and healing and what God gave us. And that's a very important part of the show. But the main thing is the daily devotional. It's called the Ambassador's Walk. It used to call their Faith to Faith devotional, but I am writing my own daily devotional as we go through the Rivers of Belief each day. And you'll see it. Today, it was about the spiritual battles that we're in. It's a spiritual battle. And so you'll see that these devotionals will help you draw closer to God with a walk of a devotional that we read the Bible. And I encourage everybody to get into their Bibles. It's how you get stronger spiritually. Okay? So if you haven't joined me for the Rivers of Belief Live, I invite you to, and just come on back. Tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. we'll be on. And you just stop in. If you want me to notify you, I don't know if the bell's on there or not. I don't know how to do all that yet, but we're getting there. All right, so back to John. He's back with us now. John, I've got one more thing.
I chilled out a little bit. I don't have
Okay,
to
you
cuss for
okay?
another 10 minutes.
Did you go get a kiss?
Yeah, I did. I got a big hug from Robin.
There you go, Robin. Thank you. I appreciate that, Robin. And it's okay. It's okay. I understand your passion. I feel it for you too, brother. Now,
And
listen, we're
once again, Bill, everybody on Facebook that's joining me now, I am actually with Bill Mezzer on YouTube. I'm sure we'll share it on Facebook as well. But see Bill Mezzer, Rivers of Belief on YouTube there. And I believe it's called Stolen Identity. So if you click on Rivers of
yes.
Belief, then click on Stolen Identity, and you can join us there. And please subscribe to Bill's channel. He is faithful with the Rivers of Belief every morning. So check him out, people.
Yeah. So are you live on your phone with Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys on Facebook, I don't know how many viewers you got right now on Facebook, but hey, you guys head on over and join my Facebook too. Follow me, friend me, whatever you want to do. I can't handle many more friends. I'm almost at the limit, I think. And y'all come on over
They'll
and
follow you, Bill, and then you'll get followed.
follow me, and let's get it up to 10,000. I'm trying to catch up with John here. Okay, so we're gonna take a break just a second from the serious stuff, and I'm gonna give you a little heads up about plans. Okay, so I had planned to do this before, and y'all know I've had this vehicle problem for a long time. And it's been holding me back. I've never had anything in my life. I've never been held back so much the past 2 or 3 years of my life than here. And finally, after 8 weeks, I get my Yukon back. All right. I had planned on getting it back for SpiracyCon, and we were going to go on a journey then because I had a little money saved up for it. But the Yukon took all that. And I have to work a little bit more to pay this shop off because of this Yukon. And it was terribly damaged on the interior of the engine. I bought a lemon. I'm sorry, I did. And I put my faith, hope, and trust in a friend that I thought would lead me in the right direction. And unfortunately, it just happened. We were both fooled. Anyway, so future plans. I'm going to be on a journey. And every place that John has mentioned in these books, except outside the country. I'm not going to Vietnam, John. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. But I mean, I wouldn't mind. My dad was in Nam. He died from cancer due to the exposure to Agent Orange, by the way, in 2014.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, he was a good man, a hard man, but he was a good man. And he came to the Lord before he died. He was an atheist. And he pledged his life to Jesus Christ about a month before he passed. And it was a terrible death. Cancer takes your life. It's not a death sentence. You'll hear me talk about it on the Rivers of Belief. Anyway, so I've got plans to go every place that John has mentioned in these books, and we're going to do a live. And we're going to talk about him. And he's going to put me in touch with people that I can talk to and do live streams with, and I'll be including John in on. It's going to be a journey, and it's being called the Journey for John. Okay, in bringing about truth, and that just came to me, John. The Journey for John. How about that, John Jr.
Sounds wonderful, brother.
And then I'm going to have a bike. I'm going to be on the Yukon. I'm going to be camping out. I'm going to be, I'm going to have a trailer. I'm going to have a bike and a wood-burning stove. I've already got all that stuff. And
cool.
The tents and all that stuff. You remember I told you I was trying to get a bike? Well, we're going to do it. And so that's coming. Everything's coming. It's coming down. And so you guys want to be subscribed to Stolen Identity, because all of it's going to be posted there. And this journey is going to be posted there, and we are going to make this happen. We're going to go to the places. I'm going to meet John in Dallas, and we're going to go to the grassy knoll and stuff, right, John?
Yeah, but I don't think we'll advertise it, Bill.
Not today, but afterwards I'll post a video, because John's had threats for his life, and I understand why, because they don't want to give up the money or the fact that they've been killing folks all these years. And what John has been saying in these two books right here is true. this one, and I can't wait to get the next one. Anyway,
And we're actually
so
working on a fourth one.
okay, and you should work on one with your history with just the HA. I'd love to see that. And
Well,
that
see,
was,
here's the thing, Bill. We don't advertise,
I understand.
so that's definitely
Yeah.
out. Out of respect for my brothers of the Hells
Right.
Angels, we don't
Now,
talk
let me ask
about.
you something while we're on that subject. Are you still communicating with those guys?
No comment.
Okay, all right, that's enough. I understand. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to do live streams. We're going to do stuff. So y'all get tuned in to the channel and to Stolen Identity because it's going places. I promise you that. It's going to be fun. Now, back to business, John. Back to business. And this is the last big business that I'll have for the night, but I think it's an important one because these people doing this right here, John. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Isaac just said there's too much hate going on. I can't read my comments too. I got a big audience on Facebook right now, a lot of comments, but
yeah,
I
good.
did read Isaac saying, yeah, there's a lot of hate going on right now.
There
they,
is.
they throw the hate at me. They can't handle the truth. And they're keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
They are. I get so much dang hate, and people, well, they're accusing me of killing my own son, for Christ's sake.
I know it, and
They're
I
accusing
just
me
don't see that.
of making this freaking story up. What they need to do is start getting a hold of Donald Trump and say, hey, bring John Kennedy out, prove him he's a fake. Let's see if they can't do
Let's
it.
get those
Let's
files
see
out.
some lawsuits from Caroline, the fake Caroline.
The fake Caroline.
That's still
Right.
alive, that stole millions of dollars from me. She's a fake. Sue me.
Hey, and DNA would prove that. What about RFK? Is he real or is he a fake?
I believe he's a fake.
Okay.
And I believe maybe the real one is still alive.
Yeah.
Probably just like me, was switched out maybe and doesn't even know who he is.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories I can't tell you because these are people's lives that could be affected. Maybe I say, hey, Robert Kennedy's this person. They'll go kill him. Or maybe I'll say, this person's really this person. They'll go kill him.
By the way,
I can't put it out there, but I don't think Robert Kennedy is who he is. I believe he was. I mean, he's working with the fucking enemy, Donald Trump. That should tell you right there.
Yeah.
Caroline Kennedy, the fake Caroline Kennedy, says he's a piece of crap. So
that's actually
you even get the enemy saying that he's an enemy.
So that's actually Martha Moxley, saying she's Caroline Kennedy. But does she know it? I don't know. They may have switched her out early with Martha, but they say Martha Moxley died, and that was Caroline Kennedy's body instead of Martha's. Is that not correct?
Yeah, it could very well be. They could have even done two switches, but my sister was the one they were having me, as far as I know, tried to stab her dead body with that golf club that day.
Yeah.
It gets really confusing. Our government, the government agent they're the best crime ring in the world. They have all the tools at their disposal. They can do whatever they want. There is no law above them. They can do whatever they want. They can unalive people and make all kinds of excuses, do whatever they have to do. But it's a crime ring, and I'm trying to expose it. That's what we're up against. We're up against people that can't be held accountable for their crimes because there's nobody above them to charge them for their crimes. And it's all been taken over. It's all sad. When I say our government has been taken over, it's been taken over. We need to figure out a way to start over again because the system in place isn't working. It's not. And I'm a great example of that. Like even the JFK files that were released to the world, oh bullshit. My story be not coming out. It's all bullcrap.
Yeah.
It's huge.
All right, so let's get to the last order of business here for me, and we can go on with this however you want. It doesn't matter. All right, so we discussed this. I've discussed this with several people that think it's an issue. There was a recording going around from the place where the DNA is examined, and let me just paint the picture here. Okay, so John, in search of trying to get his name back, ran across some place that had his father's DNA for sale. what a thing to have for sale, right? That's 60 years ago, y'all. You're 64, John, right? All right. Now, let me just paint it. John gets the DNA. Am I right so far? Or
Yeah, we got several. We actually
supposed.
purchased several DNA samples. The problem with my mother's DNA also, like my father's coming up fake, we did not even try to have my mother's tested because was it after 1975 when my mother was replaced? If that's the DNA that we purchased, then I mean we're kind of taking a gamble. But if we purchase the fake's DNA, then it's going to come out that I'm not her son. So
Right.
when the timeline of her DNA, and when you're buying DNA over the internet and it's supposedly certified, it's not. But we have a couple of different ones from Jackie, my mom. We have I think two of my father. We sent the one we thought was most credible to the lab, and the lab told us it was a wig. The
It turned
lab
out to be.
never sent. Yeah, they said it was actually synthetic fiber that they were
There you
testing.
go.
I
Was that
tested.
John's fault? No. That wasn't his fault. He's not submitting fake stuff so he can be turned down for his.
Yeah, we
And
didn't pay $500 just for that one sample for it to come up fake. People, I know who I am. I lived it. I've seen it. Um, I cried over it many times. I was tortured over who I am. People tried to kill me for who I am. I'm not putting my life on the line trying to make this crap up to prove it to you haters. But
hold on just a second, John. Let me answer this question real quick. It says DNA for sale? Question mark. And I'm going to tell you that people will sell anything nowadays. I'm sure it was a hair sample that somebody claimed to be from John's dad, and it turned
from the
out to be.
barber.
Oh, it was from a barber by.
Yeah, and it was actually certified. The
I was
DNA,
certified.
yeah, it was certified to be real DNA from my father. It was the same DNA that some people shot up into outer space. If you ever heard that story, I don't know much
Right.
about it. But somebody sent my father's DNA up into outer space in a time capsule, but it was the same DNA. So they sent a hair sample that was a wig up into outer space. But
Wow.
we purchased it. Actually, the lawyer has our receipt because the lab never even gave me. See, they were testing my DNA against my father's DNA, which was a wig. So
Wow.
they actually, I paid $1,200 just to have a swab done of my DNA. That the lab's telling them, hey, they tried to call me, they tried to email me. It's all bullshit. They've never tried to, they've never sent me a receipt. They've never gave me the breakdown that I paid $1,200 for my own DNA of who I am or what I am or anything. But they were going to compare it to my father's. They never sent me a receipt. When we paid them, we got a certified money order from my bank. And that certified money order that we had, that we got from the bank, is in the hands of the lawyer right now. I'm not going to say any more.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So good. Yes. Leave it at that. Now. So you see, it's in legal hands now, and I believe John's story because guess what? Guess who owns all the DNA companies? 23andMe and all those other companies are owned by who? The elites. And if you submitted your DNA to them, guess what they got? Your DNA.
yeah, I've done many things. I'm not afraid to hide my DNA. I
Mm.
spit on a napkin and stuck it in one of my books at Home Depot because somebody wanted my DNA. I cut
Mm.
hair samples. I've sent two people that thought they were my sister, my DNA. I did the
Wow.
swab test. I've sent the swab test. There was people saying, "I'll take a hair sample. I'll prove you wrong, John." I took my hair samples, sent it off to them. They still haven't proved me wrong. They can't. Maybe they didn't have the $1,200 to test my hair sample.
Against
I
what
don't know, but I'm not
is what
trying
I'm
to
wondering.
hide my DNA. People
What
say,
are they
"Oh,
going to test it against? How are they going to go 60 years ago and get DNA from somebody who's in the ground? I'm just saying. Now, the big companies probably have the digital readout of the DNA,
oh yeah."
but they won't give it to you.
I believe they have my DNA. You know, my dad's DNA data all over the place somewhere.
But they won't let you have it.
Right.
No, that's see. Listen, you can make up, or you can talk about and justify a reason not to believe this story. And you're listening to the guy right here tell you from his heart what's happening. And I listened to the recording. John just said they never called him. Have you called him back, John, the DNA company?
I called them a couple times. I emailed them a couple times. I'm done.
Okay.
It's in the lawyer's hands.
Okay, I forgot. That's right. Let's leave it
my
alone.
information out to anybody that calls them. You know,
I've got a copy of that
this
recording.
is my medical information that they're sharing to people that have nothing to do with my case.
Right.
This one gal called them up and they gave her the whole rundown, which is a bunch of lies. They gave her my home phone number, and I believe one of the phone numbers he was rambling off wasn't even mine. But yeah, when a medical lab is going to be giving the public private information, something ain't right there. Not that I give a shit, because I was doing it to put it out in the world, but things like giving my personal home phone number out, that's pretty fucking wrong.
Yeah.
When I gave my personal phone number to this person in the first place, it's because I cared about them. They were sharing my story. I was happy they were sharing my story. I would have invited them for dinner. I would have took my shirt off if they showed up and said, "John, I'm cold. I would have gave them my shirt. I would have went and got him a shirt or whatever off my back. However, but they decided to stab me in the back instead. That person called me after talking to the lab, and they called me and they're like, "Well, the lab said this and the lab said that." And I said, "Well, the lab's lying." I said, "Who do you believe, the lab or me?" And this woman said, "I believe the lab." Well, I basically said, "Sorry, Bill, fuck off," and hung up the phone. You know?
Okay. I've got a question for you. Somebody's asking you a question here on my end. It says, "Are you related to Maria Shriver?"
Yeah.
Shriver.
Yeah.
No.
I met with her years ago, and I think she's paid off her body double or something.
Okay. So did you say yes?
Actually, I gave Arnold Schwarzenegger a black eye at one time. You know, he tried kicking my ass after I reached across the table and punched him in the face. But,
Arnold? Not Arnold.
Yeah, I gave Arnold a black freaking eye.
No way.
Yeah, and I know you're religious and you don't like to share this, but basically I was sitting across from Arnold on the set of one of his movies with Sylvester Stallone, and we were sitting there, and Arnold put his tongue on the side of his mouth, went like that.
Yeah.
And he said, what did he say? Oh, he said, "Your mother's sucking my."
Oh Lord, yeah. Leave it at that.
So I reached out as soon as he said that. I didn't know if he was trying to talk about Dorothy Quigley or Jackie, but when he said that, I didn't hesitate. I jumped over the table.
I would have too. I would have too. I would have lost it.
That's how these
people
operate. That's how these people. It's all a crime ring. It's all, you know. He was probably told to say that, but he still deserved a black eye for it. After that, he started kicking my butt, which, you know, he's a lot beefier than I was at that time. But actually, Sylvester Stallone pulled him off of me.
Really?
Yeah, they were working on a movie together.
But
I knew everyone in Hollywood. I was being brought around. And
I was going to say, you're dropping some big names here. You're dropping some big names here. Can these people that you're talking about, can we get them to talk about you? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, you know, they swear the oath to the devil and the secret society. It's a death sentence.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
these people are worth more dead than alive.
Right.
They
Yeah.
they really are. They get to a point where they build them up in the music industry. They build them up in Hollywood.
Mm.
Like Elvis, Prince, um,
Oh, we know.
yeah, on and on and
Lady
on.
Gaga, Taylor Swift, all of them.
Well, I
All
was
of
talking
them.
about the ones that have been unalive.
Oh, okay, okay. So
They're
you
worth
think Elvis
more.
is,
Like,
I've heard the comparison that Elvis is Trump.
no.
The real
Elvis is
Trump died in
definitely
'89.
dead.
Let's talk about the real Trump died in '89.
Yeah.
Okay, and that you were made the force to go look at the body at the helicopter crash site.
Yeah.
That's the case, right?
Right. And they took out Donald Trump in '89. They took out his casino executives. I just call them like it is, mob bosses, organized crime cabal members that were running casinos. Now, if you remember at that time, Donald Trump went bankrupt. He
Yes,
bankrupted his casinos. See, when you're
yes.
working with the cabal and the cabal is taking your payments from you, but anyway, if you own a casino and you're running it for the cabal and you go bankrupt, sorry, casinos are put in there to make the mafia money, not to make them lose money.
Mm.
So anyway, Donald Trump and all his casino executives went down in a helicopter that day. They were probably costing organized crime too much money. But when they did that,
Mm.
they instantly became billionaires because they had somebody that looked like Donald Trump to replace Donald Trump. And that one replacement of Donald Trump, of my mother, of my sister, and of me made them probably trillions of dollars.
Right.
That one little group of people that had been murdered, think about trillions.
What about Aristotle? Was he replaced after they murdered him?
I think there was three Aristotles myself. I
Okay.
really do. Um,
Wow.
there was one time, and I was just telling you about how organized these people are to get your own security team that's in place, not for you, but for the cabal. And,
Mm.
if you think about what I'm saying about having the power to have the people that are supposed to be protecting you working for someone else, think about Charlie.
Mm. Yeah. Well, and that's a big situation now. Let's talk about that because for me, and I don't know if his death was real or not because I posted a lot about it. John Pounders and David Carrico talked about it last night on the Midnight Ride. But Charlie Kirk, I mean, for me, I'm looking at the videos. I'm seeing a lot of strange hand signals. I'm seeing the guy in the blue shirt pointing something out from under his arm, and I placed that video on my feed, on the feed trough. Okay, I've got a lot of people threatening me. Take the video down and this, that, and the other.
Screw it.
All
Leave it
right.
up.
I mean, so here's the thing. Why, number one, if he's dead, why did they kill him in the first place? Is a distraction.
Well, they don't just use one reason. They use
Yeah.
as many reasons as they can get out of a situation.
But there's some funny stuff going on in the video. Go watch it.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I've seen it, Bill.
There's a
Just like
thought
you
that
said,
appears.
You got the guy in the white hat giving the baseball signals.
Right.
You got the guy in the black shirt right behind him tapping.
Giving the baseball signals.
You got the woman, the guy pulling something out of her sleeve.
Yes.
Tapping her. You got all this weird stuff. You got the guy with the blue shirt that they actually put on the ground at first, having something under his shoulder like this.
Yeah.
You got me, and what I saw besides all that stuff was he said gang violence. That was his last words. Was
Now,
gang violence. Then he had a hold of the mic. The mic, as soon as the mic hit the ground, not hit, hit his legs. As soon as he dropped the mic, the bullet was fired. When I heard the sound from the one that had actual sound, to me it was a little pistol. It wasn't very far. Whoever shot Charlie was a few feet away from Charlie.
There you go.
Just by the sound of I shoot all the time. I got assault weapons everywhere. I got 10 weapons right here that I could just grab if something went down. I've shot my whole life. I used to be a pretty good sharpshooter myself. With a pistol, I could hit a beer can off a fence post at 100 yards. Um,
So
yeah, but
the story is that it was shot was a 30-06 from a
yeah,
distance. Now
if you
here
find a video with the sound, listen to the sound.
I owned a 30-06. It was a converted M1. My dad brought back from Vietnam, and I killed a deer with it. I'm going to tell you, if you get shot with a 30-06, it's going to leave more than that little hole.
Yeah, most
It's going to
definitely.
blow half your. If you got shot in the neck, it would blow half your neck off for real. All right,
And
I'm
I
just
think
telling you
that
now.
the wound was not the entrance wound. Maybe it was the exit wound. But if it was the exit wound, all those people we just mentioned, the guy with the
They
baseball
would have
hat,
splatter
the guy in
everywhere,
black, that's the
and they
angle of
didn't.
the direction. There's so much that's not right.
Something's
But
not right about this. And look, I love what Charlie Kirk stand for. I'm totally against all this immorality and promiscuity and transgenderism and everything else that's going on in our country today. That the elite say, hey, it's okay, and it's not just because I'm a spiritual man, and that's a big part of it. But I believe that God's word is true 100%. And these things that are going on in this country are bringing us judgment from God, not only in this country, but around the world. And this Charlie Kirk thing is a distraction for me. I don't. If he's dead, it's still a distraction from what's really going on. Let's see the Epstein files. All right. Let's run down the Epstein. Let's see the JFK files. All right. Let's see the real JFK files. Let's see the Epstein files. What happened really in 9/11? You
and
see.
that's exactly what Charlie was saying.
Yeah.
He was, see, and another thing, you'll see Charlie with Trump's family. You'll see Charlie with Trump. There was a big thing about what was his name? The guy that flew on the helicopter that was saying he actually flew on Donald Trump's son helicopter, took him to Mount Rushmore, and put him on Mount Rushmore, saying I flew with
Oh
the real John
Lord.
Kennedy Jr. Anyway, um, he hung out with Trump's
Now
family,
there's
Trump's
a
kid. He ended up
comparison.
dead.
There's a
Now,
comparison of the guy
Car-
that was supposedly a Secret Service agent at the fake Donald Trump assassination attempt. He was there, and he was also there right behind Charlie Kirk.
yeah, no, it was totally staged. It
It
was.
was.
It was. But see, staged doesn't mean people aren't going to die.
That's right. That's right.
It's staged, but they don't care about live. They got a hit to take care of. To me, that's all you heard on the media. Donald Trump praising Charlie. Donald Trump praising Charlie. The vice president praising Charlie. All this to praise Charlie. That's how the cabal work. They'll kill
Yeah.
somebody. They don't. It's no sweat off their ass to kill somebody like Charlie. None. But what happened after that? It's showing you who the killers could very well be. Donald
Yeah.
Trump, straight up. But yeah, Charlie, I seen a
In the
couple.
highest level.
I didn't know. Let's get this straight, Bill. I didn't know who Charlie was until the day he was shot. I had no idea.
Be honest with
I
you,
don't.
I didn't
I
follow
don't
him either.
watch the news.
I don't
I
either.
don't watch the fake news because it's
Nope.
all fake.
It's all
But
fake.
when it happened, somebody called me and said, "Hey, Charlie got shot." It's like, who the fuck is Charlie? So
Forgive
yeah,
me. Right. And listen, again, I stand for what Charlie was standing for. I do. I stand for morality. I stand for what's right. I don't stand for violence or this Antifa or nothing like that. I don't stand for gang violence. I stand for love and peace and harmony together, and I still think there's a chance that we can get this done if Jesus doesn't come back first and grab the church and we're gone.
well, I never heard of Charlie before, Bill. So I watched a few of his videos. So you might want to watch a few of his videos before you say you totally stand with him, because I know you're a Christian man, and
Yeah.
he had a lot of hate spin
Really?
about colored people, and then he tried to say he didn't. But anyway, I saw a video where he said he something like he would not fly with a black pilot, things
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
I
not
never- I
hip.
never
I'm not
heard
hip.
of it.
Yeah. I'm not hip to all that. I am hip to that quietjourney.tv shirt. Thank you again.
But yeah, I've never heard of the man, so I'm still learning. But I do know he's probably dead. I was trying to figure it out. I didn't watch the news. All the videos I seen were on Facebook while I'm trying to share. A lot of funny business, but when I'm exposing Donald Trump for being a fake, for being a criminal in the White House, being placed by the cabal, part of the cabal, and then Donald Trump starts praising a man, wanting to make statues, telling everybody how good it is when he's in front of the camera. It's just, you know, and if
No.
one reason
Here,
why I
here
would
was my
not kill
theory.
Donald Trump, and I'll
Here's
say
my
this right
theory.
now, there's one reason why I would not kill Donald Trump, and I've thought about it. I really have. But
Well,
I would
don't
not
think
kill.
about it.
I would not. That's my life, Bill. Sorry.
I
Um,
know.
I would not kill Donald Trump because they would make a god out of him. They would make a martyr out of him. It's
Yeah.
like my father. My father was assassinated. Do people know that my father was a good president, or do they know that he was killed by government? Um, so yeah, if Donald Trump died from a gunshot wound, that would be the worst thing because it would bring him out to be this great man that he's not. So
Well,
that's one reason why I would not kill Donald Trump. So
well.
they know this. They know this. The killing of
So there was a
Charlie.
rumor going around that you had threatened to do that, right?
Oh, I did it just to see if the Secret Service would show up.
No.
I called the FBI. I said, "Hey, you want to talk to me? My book's coming out. We can settle this real fast if you send some agents over."
Oh, that
And
was
they-
the last one. That was the last issue. Everybody said that.
Yeah, no, I
that you-
actually
yeah.
I had a fake hand grenade. It
Oh.
looked like a real hand grenade, and I
Okay.
told everybody it was a real hand grenade. But I used to fuck around on Facebook, so I was
Yeah.
making a Facebook video, and I held this hand grenade up, and I said something like, "Secret Service, I'm gonna shove this right up Donald Trump's
Lord
ass and pull
have
the pin."
mercy.
And guess what?
Yeah, there.
They never showed up, Bill.
No, but
But
you
yet
never
there'll be a
can. You never
housewife-
know. You
There'd be
never
a
know.
housewife from New Jersey saying, I was in the post office not too long ago, and there was two guys in line, and they were having a debate who was going to kill Donald Trump first."
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Now
couldn't-
listen.
and it's there's more talk of that in public to this day. Like I said, these guys, I told them, "Shh, you guys shouldn't be talking about that in a federal post office." They're like, "We don't give a shit. He needs to go, and I'll be the one to pull the trigger." They
Well,
were,
let's not talk about that anymore because I don't want him coming over here busting down my door. I don't even have a gun. Anyway, so
They're welcome to my
here's what I
house
think.
anytime,
Here's what I
bro.
believe. Here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. And I'm my theory. I believe because of what Charlie Kirk stood for. Somebody just said I see it on the comment section. Charlie Kirk stood for faith, family, and America. And I'm sorry I can't read your name. And if you did, great, and I'm for that. But here's what I believe, and I don't believe. I believe it's a good theory that Charlie Kirk's family and kids were threatened, and so they staged his death. And at the same time, like George Floyd, it caused a big commotion and took the attention out of the ring of the realm of 9/11, because it was on 9/11 we heard all this, and our attention away from the fact that the architects of buildings and the huge building structures said there's no way that could have happened at 9/11. It would have been totally different. If a plane had hit into the building, it would have fallen to the ground. And I've got pictures of planes hitting the Empire State Building, and they're on the ground, big jets. That took the attention away from 9/11 and what really happened there, and all of a sudden it's gone. We've limited our small and tentative minds to Charlie Kirk instead of what really happened at 9/11, instead of releasing the Epstein files, instead of, hey, we really didn't go to the moon. All this stuff that people are hanging on to and believing with, and my theory is this. Something happened that caused, just like Princess Diana, to need to step out of the spotlight and fake their death, just like Chris Cornell and all these other people. That Jimi Hendrix was Rush Limbaugh, or that what's his name? Jim Morrison was Rush Limbaugh, and Jimi Hendrix was Morgan Freeman. I mean, there's no doubt, and there's comparisons, and there's no doubt that the intricate details are right on point. So there's a distraction going on. These people are wanting to get out of the limelight for some reason. And I believe it could have been that because the left is so anxious to see harm go to the right and vice versa that they're going to do anything, including threaten a family and say, "Hey, we're gonna take care of you, buddy. You better watch your back because we got your family, your little girls, and we're gonna all that stuff." You know what I'm saying? So the possibility exists. Yep.
Somebody just mentioned the 2 books that came out the day before Charlie died about Charlie's death.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Now, there's no way, there's just no way that they could have done that knowing Charlie Kirk was going to die if this wasn't set up. Yeah, explain that one. Explain it to me, please. Explain it. SPLAIN. Explain.
I think we better start checking Amazon daily to see if the death of John Kennedy Jr. comes around. That way I can
you can plan for it, right?
Things up around here, Bill. Because if they know if they start publishing books on my death the day before I die, I want to know it. I'm going to start checking Amazon for my horoscope.
I hope you don't have anything to worry about, John. Maybe they'll label you as, a goofball or whatever, and it's so fine. But your story's getting out there, and that's the main thing. And I just want to let everybody know. Go to quietjourney.tv. That's an incredible, put-together documentary by Patriots, by the way. Patriots, the quietjourney.tv. And you can get that done. You can watch the documentary and ease your mind that this is all a real story. It's real. It happened. I mean, you just don't sit here. You can see this guy's passion. He had to get out of his chair and go take a break because of stuff that people are getting silly over. The physical evidence is too real. The ears, number one. Well, there's a story now that one of those ears is not really JFK's, blah, blah, blah. The others are. Okay. It's real. The ears are better than fingerprints, according to forensics, that work in the field. Then go ahead.
A lot of these haters think I owe them something. They do. They make comments all the time. Well, you owe us your DNA. Well, I've tried that. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm sharing my story in hopes to wake people up to what's really going on, the criminals that are actually running things, the people that are stealing from you. They've already stole from me. The power that they take away from you as Americans. I've said over and over, the United States of America has been taken over by criminal organization. John Kennedy Jr., me, don't owe you shit. I don't owe you nothing. I'm here out of the kindness of my heart, and I get hate over and over and over again. I'm putting my life on the line to help you people, and I get hate over it. Straight up, I can't, I don't owe nobody nothing. I appreciate everybody's support because my story affects everybody. We have a criminal organization in government, and I'm saying, hey, wake up. Look what they did to me. Hello? They killed my entire family, people. But I don't owe nobody to tell you, hey, they murdered my mom. They raped my mom in front of me before they shot my mom 3 times. They beat my sister to death with a golf club. You imagine being beat to death by a golf club and then them saying, now go stab her. I don't owe you people nothing. So I hope you haters get it and understand it. I'm not trying to be president of the United States. I'm not running for office. I'm just trying to wake people up so we can get rid of the criminals and put in some good, God-loving people.
Listen, there you have it. And please, no hate. If you disagree, bring the question and he'll answer it. I'll help because this is important.
Help out, please. Sorry, Bill.
No, you're all right. You're all right. I've come to love this brother. It just from his story and understanding, hey, listen, I've had a rough life. And people that know me, especially, distant, they hold me at a distance because I do have a background. I was a drug addict. I was not a nice guy. I did things that were unspeakable and I'm ashamed and embarrassed about. And I thought I had a rough life. This man has had a rough life. Mine doesn't even compare. I did time. Yeah, that's something that I don't usually talk about. But yeah, my life was pretty rough. And when I read the story, when I interviewed John now this is the 5th or 6th time, maybe more. He used to pop on my morning show on Facebook all the time. And, I'm nobody. And he, out of the kindness of his heart, would come over and say, "Good morning, Bill. How you doing?" Because
until Facebook kicked me off.
Yeah, right. And then they wouldn't let us come on live together because we're all about truth.
And now I just sit back and watch. When you're on your news feed, you're on your own news feed. You can scroll down and I'll see Bill preaching, but I don't sign in because once I sign in and try to comment,
they try to come
put me to somewhere else, or if I try to share it, they take me to the moon.
Yeah, when we get together, John, things happen because I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to broach the subject of truth, and even the nasty parts of it, and even the people, the stuff that people are saying wrong. And I'm sorry, you guys, I still believe. I believe this guy right here. Wherever he is, there he is right there. I believe this guy. And I'm a spirit-filled man. And you know what? I don't know John. I never met the man. And God put me in his life. And he said, I preach every day. God changed my life. He delivered me from drug addiction in one day. One day. And I dedicated the rest of my life to him. I said, "Please, Lord, take it. I can't handle it anymore." And so, through John's cousin, by the way, Penny, and I'll say her name, she doesn't care, McCarthy, his second cousin, which she has her dramatic testimony on her own, and she just posted it on her feed. Go look at it. I actually helped her facilitate that recording and broke it up for her so she could actually put it on her Facebook, and she's got it there now with her picture. She's doing well, and we're going to do an interview with Penny. And then I know 2 more Kennedys. How is this happening? It's all a God thing. So if God put me in touch with this guy, for some reason, it's to bring the truth, because he is the way, the truth, and the life. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. And I'll never not be on a video and not mention my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's who it is. John, I love you, brother. You got some parting words. You got some parting words for these people. We've been on about 2 hours now. So.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know we were on that long. Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does, man.
If you're new and you see this video, please go to The Quiet Journey for the Truth. I just want to thank all my Lions, Bill, and everybody on Facebook, you Lions that are sharing my story, making videos, even the haters. When you make your hate comment, it still
We love
keeps
you.
us going.
We love the haters too.
We still love the haters, up to a point. But yeah, thank you, Lions. There's so many wonderful Lions that are helping me get my story out, that are helping me financially so I can keep going, so people send me books so I can give them away.
Yes.
I've never seen this much love my whole entire life. These last 2 years have been absolutely freaking wonderful. And they have. I hated people. I really did. I didn't want to share my story years ago because I hated everybody. Everybody had always kicked me when I was down. The cabal wanted me broke all the time. But this last couple of years, I met Robin, and she's beautiful, wonderful, supportive. I've met so many Lions out there. Shannon Sheridan goes to Dallas every Saturday, sharing banners and postcards. Hey, let's get this story out. These people are spending, I'm guessing, thousands and thousands of dollars to help get this story out, and that's what we need.
Thank you, guys.
To get this story out. So thank Mojo and Lanny and all of
Yeah,
you.
Lanny and Sweet Honesty and all those people
They're
that come
awesome.
over, Nacho Man and Isaac and everybody that
They're
shares
all
this
welcome over
story.
to my house. Anytime you come to town, you just say, hey, I'm here, and I'll say, let's barbecue.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have you come see me, Bill.
I'm coming.
Hopefully we'll have a church by then, and
Yeah.
heck, we'll live stream right out of there. We'll live stream the Rivers of Belief right out of the lobby.
I'm going to be hip for it. I'm going to be down for it. Now listen, we're going to be back. Don't think this is the only interview. Now I'm going to be like Sue. I'm going to get you back and back and back, and we're going to do it at least once a month, if not even more. And we're going to address issues if there are any. We're going to go over story details if we haven't heard some that we want to hear. Things that you remember, I want to hear. I want to know it all. Yeah, I'm hip. Everybody loves your dad. And now we want everybody to love you too. So, don't be a stranger, you see.
Oh, Bill, invite me on more often. I'm just going through my Facebook, and there's so many lines on here. There's Cindy and Dana and Laura, and dang it, here it goes. I can't see it that good, but Terry, Clark, Laura, wonderful group of lions. Y'all, please go subscribe to Bill's channel.
Please.
Please.
Go subscribe to
big.
Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to YouTube, man. Let's get this ball rolling. It's going to be a journey, John's journey. And the journey for John is going to be real. It's coming. You guys want to see me and do these things and go to these places, I'll be there. Guarantee you that. If Jesus doesn't come back first, I'm going to be there.
when I say, Bill, that I can't do it without the public, without you lions, Bill, I thank you with all my heart. Sue Greenwald, thank you. Dr. Kia, all these people that have put me on their channels, just thank you so much. Because I cannot do it without you. We are breaking their ceiling. We're busting their bubble. We're getting out because unless you've been like me trying to get out to the mainstream media with the hundreds of emails, all the books sent to congressmen, senators, etc., etc. Hey, look, I'm the real John Kennedy Jr., and all the suppression that they put on you not to share your story, then you really realize the United States government is a regime. It is controlled. They don't want the truth out. They would rather share the lies in Washington, D.C., and that's what they do. They lie and lie and lie. God bless
you, John. QuietJourney.tv, thequietjourney.tv. Go look it up. John, until next time, we'll see you, bro. And like I said, I'm going to shoot you a text and everything when we get ready to do her again. Come join the Rivers of Belief Live. I love you guys too. Lanny, everybody, Isaac, Robin, Hilda, all you people who join the Rivers of Belief. And if you're not on the Rivers, come join the Rivers tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. The Rivers of Belief Live here on YouTube and hopefully Facebook at the same time. John, The Stolen Identity. Y'all go get the book.